So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. Let me just adjust this lighting. What is going on here? It's flopping, a little bit like Manchester United at the moment. But big up to everybody inside, man. Smash the likes as you enter, people. And we're going to talk for the next half hour, 35 minutes or so about the calamity that is Man United Football Club. It's funny, but it's gone. It's funny. It is funny. But at the same time, I'm just glad it ain't my club. We've been in the doldrums. And we look like we're seeing a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, the bump in the light and all of that Mikel said. But yeah, it is funny. But at the same time, the size of that football club, man, oh my days, that club is absolutely in the bin, en la basura. But we got loads to dissect as well. Let me just divert your attention real quick to all the shows I've got coming up today. There's loads, which is why I had a lovely little lie-in until midday. It's now currently, 5 to 3 my time. We've had some of the leftovers from last night's fajitas, lovely jubbly. We had a few more left over, so we've had them. I've got the chili con carne in the slow cooker, and it's all good, man. We're straight on with rants in half hour, 35 minutes. Then we're on with Flewers. He is 10 hog out, I think. Either way, that show's always going to be jokes. And then we'll have a little hour or two break, and it'll probably be about an hour and a half break, and then I'm on for a watch along for the Arsenal game away to Luton. Fan cams, player ratings, all of that. So yeah, loads and loads of content to come. Tomorrow there will be another stream on here, and I will be doing a Man City watch along away to Aston Villa. I'm also on with Northside at 5:30 tomorrow on his channel. So yeah, man, December, we're on it. We're on it this month. But anyway, big up to everyone inside. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, the 5th of December. And I can confirm that we have kind of English weather here today as well. Hence why I've worn a grey T-shirt, grey jogging bottoms, grey hoodie, because it is grey outside. Anyway, let's pin some of your comments and we'll get into it, man. Sky Sports chief reporter. He's a wrong in that guy. I can't stand this Sky cover. Do you know what is funny as well? You blatantly know this guy's making up half of the stuff he says. Yeah, and the way he speaks like this, it's like Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Yeah, and then he speeds up a little bit. That's when you know he's not making stuff up, is when he speeds up. Yeah, because then it's flowing. But when he's reading off the iPad, he has made it up. Well, I don't know how this guy's still got a job. I can't lie. Yeah, and people buy into everything he says. It's wild. Absolutely wild. However, he has now been banned from the press conference today at Man United's training ground. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He has been banned, along with Samuel Luckhurst, the Mirror's David McDonnell, Rob Dawson of ESPN. They have all been banned from the training ground. And the end is nigh for Eric Ten Hag. It's looking like it's done and dusted, if we're being completely honest. It's just a matter of time. And I've seen a lot of people, I watched a bit of Saeed's show last night. They were having a to and fro, all 6 of them on camera. Watched a little bit of the show that Lewis did. Big up to Lewis as well. Carefree Lewis, him and Saeed did a show earlier on today. I caught the back end of that. And yeah, there's a lot of people in the comment section, and not in here, but in the comment section in a lot of these United content creators and all over socials, like online, Twitter, stuff like that, that are saying, it's the players. It's all the players. What's Ten Hag supposed to do? Well, he picked the 25-man squad. So I'm not really understanding how he's being absolved of a lot of the blame, if I'm honest. Because whilst he's signed a lot of dross, you know, and they have spent a lot of money on the dross, yes, he's not in charge of the transfer fee. Yes, he's not in charge necessarily of the wages they get either. He's obviously got a list of players that he wanted. He's gone to the board. He knew the terms and conditions of the job when he got the job. And he's gone to the board and said, right, here's my list of players. I want Anthony. Man United, money men. Then gone to Ajax, overpaid for Anthony, but he's got his man. So cool, whatever. Mason Mount. There you go, you got Mason Mount. Yeah, what's the guy? Malacia, you got Malacia. Amrabat, you got Amrabat. Onana, you got Onana. Højlund, you got Højlund. Yes, he's not in charge of the fees, like I said. But then when you actually look at the squads that he's picking, in fact, let me go to their last team that they last game that they played against Newcastle. me go to the actual starting 11 and subs, right? So, Amrabat, his signing, bench. Rasmus Højlund, his signing, bench. Reguilon, his signing, emergency left-back signing, benched. Anthony, his signing, benched. Van der Beek, cool. He don't get any games anyway, benched. Palestri, benched. Varane, embarrassing, he's on the bench, I can't lie. Lindelof, bench. And then the goalkeeper, Deer, I think that's how you say his name, benched. Again, his signing. And I'm looking at this, right, and I'm thinking, right, okay, cool. So you've got your goalkeeper that you signed in goal. Other than that, every other single player that you have picked in that starting 11 was there before you got there. Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Delo, Mino, Scott McTominay, Rashford, Bruno, your captain, Garnacho, and Martial. So it's all well and good blaming these players, but who's picking the players? Who decided that actually I want all of these players, Amrabat, Højlund, Reguilon, Anthony, and then I'm going to play all of the older lot that have been here under previous different managers, stinking it out under previous different managers. I'm now going to pick you over my signings. First and foremost, that is a red flag. Yeah, that is a red flag, and that is on the manager. Yes, you can blame Rashford for being trash. You can blame Martial for not doing it either. He's been rubbish. Yeah, let's just be real. Yeah, that guy's one of the biggest flops that we've seen in the Premier League era. Yeah, I don't care. He has been. Yeah, he came in with a big rep. He's going to be the next Henry, Martin Tyler, waxing lyrical, Martial, and all of that on his debut. He's never really lived up to the hype. Let's just be real with it. Very good player. Yeah, but just never really done it, has he? Let's be honest. And then the injuries have caught up and all of that. Garnacho, yeah, giving it all to the Bertie, shushing everyone. Well, where was you against Newcastle, mate? Yeah. Bruno, never got the hype. Yeah. Kobe Mino, cool, whatever. You've just come through the academy, brilliant, whatever, well done. But is it time to be throwing academy players in midfield away to Newcastle? Weird. Scott McTominay shouldn't be at the football club. He chose to keep him. Wan-Bissaka, yeah, well, great, whatever. Harry Maguire shouldn't be at the football club. He chose to keep him. Oh, but he's in a rich vein of form at the moment. He's nominated for Player of the Month. And what? He ain't good enough. Yeah, Luke Shaw, been there a decade. Cheers, guys. A decade. And here's picking Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw at centre-back for Newcastle away when you have Raphael Varane on the bench. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Anyway, your left back that day was Delo. Why have you picked a right back at left back when you have Reguilon on the bench? Again, make that make sense. You said you needed a left back because your left backs Malacia and Luke Shaw were both out injured. Emergency left back. You asked the Premier League for it. You then chose Reguilon, and then you've played Delo over Reguilon. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. You play Marcus Rashford on the right-hand side when he's openly admitted his worst position is right-hand side. He's down tools. Quite clearly, he ain't playing for the manager. So, yes, whilst these players are crap and not good enough, the Martials, the Rashfords, McTominays, the Lows, the Shaws, Maguires, Wan-Bissakas, and Onana, they're not good enough, are they? But he's picking them. He's then defending them in every single press conference. So, whilst it's great to blame the players, and the biggest fan channel in the United fan base is having a go at the, oh, it's the players. Yeah, whatever. When you get your 25-man squad and your allocation for a 25-man squad, and you have to register that to the Premier League, and then you have to do likewise to UEFA or FIFA, whoever it is for the Champions League, you've chose that squad, which is now your responsibility as a manager to get the best out of that team. So if you are sitting there blaming the players, yes, the players are trash. We know this. But it comes back to him. Comes back to him for picking them. He didn't have to keep Harry Maguire this summer. And if he really wanted to get rid of Harry Maguire, he could have thrown him in the reserves. We've seen bigger and better players at Man United get thrown in the reserves. We've seen Schweinsteiger, Valdez get put in the reserves. So this notion of, yeah, getting rid of the manager, we'll be back here again in 2 years' time, Well, that's only because every manager that comes in picks the same trash and keeps them on the payroll. That's it. Yeah, I personally believe, yeah, he will be sacked. It's just a matter of time. That matter of time depends maybe on a few next couple of results. Who's Man United's next few fixtures? I think they've got Chelsea obviously next, and then they've got Bournemouth. Well, if he stinks a couple of wins out of them two, all of a sudden he'll get a pass against Bayern Munich, and now all of a sudden we're in the middle of December. Yeah, then he'll have Liverpool away, and that'll probably be the final nail in his coffin. That'll probably be the final nail in his coffin. But the academy midfielders are better than the current line. Well, this is the thing, right? I do get that an academy player is going to run around and work hard and try harder because he's want to try and make an impression in the team. But you can't genuinely sit there, right? Yeah, that alone, that's what I was going to say. You can't genuinely sit there and say Luke Shaw's a better centre-back than Raphael Varane or Harry Maguire. It's just not. That's not the case. Yeah, and this manager is picking them. So it's on the manager. The buck stops with the manager. It's crazy. Apparently, people didn't like the signing of 70 million Hoyland, saying the British players pretty much are not welcoming him. Players are so unserious. But when you have a culture at a football club where this particular manager and the previous manager in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have spent the best part of 5 years lauding him up in a press conference every week, 2-3 times a week in some cases, why would they have any respect? Every time I see quotes from Erik ten Hag, he's saying how great Harry Maguire is, how great the squad is, how great the players are. He's happy with his squad. Now, if that isn't the case, why are you lying barefaced to millions of Man United fans with a grin on your face, sitting there smiling, laughing to the world, telling them all that you're happy with the squad, when quite clearly you're not? And then people have come back and go, well, it's the Glazers, they're restricting him. Well, hello? He knew the terms of the job when he got it. Because I'm pretty sure that when you get a job and you're being interviewed for a job at any club, whether it be Man United, Barnet, Woking, Welling FC, Malaga FC, Marbella FC, whoever it may be, I'm pretty sure that when you go into that job interview, you're going to sit down, probably with your agent, and you're going to sit there and go, right, cool. What can we do in the summer window? What's the budget? Where can we go? Yeah. How many players can I get rid of? We need to go. I'm not really feeling this. I've got a plan. I remember when Unai Emery had the interview at Arsenal and he went in with the little, what's it called? The stick, memory card, the memory stick. Yeah. And he said, he was going to improve all the players. Yeah. And which players he didn't want and which players he wanted to keep and improve. I'm pretty sure that every manager goes into an interview at a club and says, right, I've got a plan. I've studied the players. I don't really want to keep X, Y, and Z, but I want to sign some players. What's the budget? How much have we got? Where can we go with it? And then they decide whether they want to employ you, and you decide whether you want their terms and conditions to be employed by them. So anyone who sits there and just wants to blame the Glazers, that's an easy cop-out, man. Blaming the players, easy cop-out. It's all of them. Yeah, that club is a shambles from top to bottom. But it's very easy to just go, it's the players. Yeah, cool. But who kept the players? And did he keep the players based off of the Glazers saying, keep these players? Because I'm pretty sure if he didn't want to keep Marcus Rashford in the summer, he would have got rid of him. He got rid of Ronaldo. He's got rid of De Gea. Well, you're telling me he can't get rid of Rashford? Can't get rid of Harry Maguire? Sorry, I'm not buying it. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Raphael Varane can't play at left centre-back. Well, he shouldn't be a footballer then. He shouldn't be a footballer. You're telling me he can't play left centre-back, but what? Luke Shaw can. And he can do better than Varane. This guy's won 5 Champions Leagues. You're telling me he can't play 5 foot over the other side? Come on, mate. What are we doing here? Like, honestly, I grew up in an era where nobody gave a toss what foot you was as a centre-back. Can you win a ball? Can you head the ball? Can you tackle? And can you give it to someone more technically gifted than you? None of this. We need a left-footed player on the left side and a right-footed on the right. What a load of cobblers. Football is an easy game. Yeah, complicated. Yeah, by people that make out that, I'm doing something hipster. Raphael Varane can play anywhere in the centre-back positions, left or right, because he's a good defender. Yeah, the only thing that Rafael Varane's got that goes against him is injuries. Yeah, there's no way that guy can't play left centre back because he's right-footed. Come on, mate. Honestly, Ten Hag wants a left-footed centre back at left back. Well, listen, again, that comes back to the manager then. And if he deems Luke Shaw as a better player at left centre back than a 5 times Champions League winner that's played for some of the greatest managers ever to have graced football, yeah, at the biggest club, then that's on Ten Hag then, isn't it? That's on Ten Hag. Absolutely crazy. He's wasted money on average players. See, again, I agree. But at the same time, he didn't decide the fee of the players. He didn't decide the wages of the players. He just said, I want this player. That's now on the board. Yeah, if they've gone and paid 90 million for Anthony, yes, that's on in his tenure. But he didn't say to Ajax, oh, yeah, we're going to give you 90 mil. That's now down to Man United hierarchy to negotiate. And if they ain't negotiating at a cheaper price, that's not necessarily on the manager. But again, if Man United had any balls, yeah, and if Ten Hag had anything about him, he'd say, do you know what? We know the budget, because he would know the budget, and he'd know the budget the summer just gone as well. He'd know the January budget coming up and the previous January. If he had anything about him, he would have said, do you know what? Let's not waste 90 million on Anthony. Let's go for another option. Maybe somebody like, I don't know, Leon Bailey, for example. Just putting that one out there. Yeah, or somebody else. They could have gone and got Kudus in midfield. Yeah, they didn't have to go and sign Mason Mount, and they could have saved 15 mil there. Yeah, 20 mil maybe. What was Kudus? 37 mil? Could have saved about 20 million quid. They could have gone and got Kudus instead of Mason Mount. Yeah, they could have gone and got a cheaper winger than they've signed. And that is on him and the board. But at the same time, it just looks like he's just going for players that he's worked with before. And then that's cool. Go and get players you've worked with before. You feel more comfortable working with players you've worked with before. They'll understand your philosophy a bit better, maybe. Cool, I understand that. But now there's no reason not to be playing them. And now you're playing other players that you deemed not good enough last season to play your players. But now this season, you've gone back the other way. Why? It makes no sense. Yeah, if he's getting results, nobody cares. But he ain't getting results, and that is the problem. Man United have lost how many games this season? It's embarrassing. Richard Arnold and bro, he's the manager of Man United Football Club, and that means he's part of the recruitment team. Yeah, with them 2 other people there. And let's be real, both of them are useless as well. Yeah. But when you've got a manager who's picking players that are not good enough in the first place, and then a board that are paying over the odds for them not good enough players, you end up exactly like this. Yeah, and then you're looking at your starting 11 against Newcastle thinking, boy, how comes Harry Maguire's in again? How comes McTominay's got another go? How comes Kobe Mino's in? Yeah, how comes this guy's in? How comes Luke Shaw's at centre-back? How comes Martial's up front? How comes Hoyland's on the bench? It's a mess. It's a mess. And the thing is, if you had a manager in there, right, if you had well, you've just ranked him, really, let's be real. The only way you could say Ten Hag's better is he's won trophies, which is the aim of the game. So, yeah, Howe's last on based on that. But the aim of the game is to win. And this manager ain't winning. Yes, he won a trophy last season, but that gives you another go this season. But you go this season, you're worse than last season. Some of the records this guy's broken at Man United is embarrassing. Embarrassing. There's no accountability as well with his management. Yeah, how do you lose 7-0 and then start the whole 11 again in the next game? He should have been sacked after the 7-0 in the first place. Yeah, and then you start the whole 11 again. And then Man United players are down in tools and fans are blaming the players. Well, blame him. He started them all. No accountability. You lose 7-0 and then you start the whole 11 again. No wonder they don't rate him. No wonder they're not happy with his methods in training. No wonder they're not happy with his in-game management. No wonder they're not happy with other players that have come to the club. Yeah, and like somebody put in the chat, it's the English players not accepting some of the foreign players. Yeah, well, why would they? Why would they? Because if Marcus Rashford starts every week regardless, why would he accept Rasmus Højlund? Why would he accept Anthony? Why would he? His job's for the boys. He wants to keep his little clique there, doesn't he, Rashford? Yeah, he's probably upset that Sancho ain't getting games. Yeah, another mess up from that manager. Yeah, another cock up. Why didn't you let him go? Why didn't you just sell him? Yeah, furthermore, why aren't they ripping contracts up? As much as I cuss Arsenal and Edu and Arteta, yeah, at least when they wanted a player gone, they got rid of him. Yeah, whether they've ripped the contracts up or not, ain't my money. Yeah, and it's embarrassing to rip up 11 contracts, which is what Arsenal have done. I'll tell you, say it now. Better than having them there if you don't want them. And as much as I don't really rate Arsenal's manager as highly as a lot of other people, yeah, at least if he wants something, he's got it, and it's been done straight away. You want Aubameyang out? Gone. You want Ozil out? Gone. You want Guendouzi out? Gone. Torreira? Gone. All these other players, gone, gone, gone. Socrates, Mustafi, rip yours up as well. See you later. Yeah, Man United can rip contracts up. Why ain't they? Why ain't they ripping contracts up? Oh, but we can't get rid of Marcus. Yeah, you can. Pay his contract off and tell him jog on. And it will be a jog because he don't sprint anywhere. I find it embarrassing. I'm lucky to say my club. Yeah, my club was in the mud a few years ago. Yeah, it's better positioned to go and try and win something now, but it still hasn't won anything. So that's why I'm always on my club's case. Yeah, but Man United fans that just want to blame the players, look at how the players are still there. You've got to look at why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer kept them players. You've got to look at why Ten Hag's now keeping them after sitting there, saying that and sitting in every press conference saying they're great players. Many of times I've seen him sit and say he's happy with his squad. He's happy with the squad. Why is he doing that? Because he's a compulsive liar. And by saying he's happy with the squad when he knows the problems that are going on at that football club, he now gets absolved of most of the issues there and the problems because he keeps saying, I'm happy with the squad. So now when the players are not doing it on the pitch, he gets a little bit of a free pass with a lot of the fans in the United fan base because now they just divert straight to the players that he's happy with. He said he's happy with the players. So now it's the players not doing it. He's very good at manipulating. A lot of these managers very masterminded at manipulating situations. The fact is, he's trash. He ain't good enough. He's a compulsive liar, and the results are rubbish. It's crazy. Rashford's contract says he has to play every game. Yeah, that's probably the case, to be fair. I know Bellerin and Xhaka had that in their contracts. They had to play at least 30 games a season. Yeah, and that's a standard thing for a lot of players. But the thing is, Marcus Rashford, if they want to get rid of him, they can terminate his contract and just pay him off. Get rid of him. You then get 350 grand off the wage bill to go and spend elsewhere. Yes, you've got to pay him. Yeah, over the length of the contract, you could terminate and say, laters. We've done it with Aubameyang. Yeah, we've done it with Mesut Ozil, albeit they were further down the road with the contracts they were on. But you can get rid of players if you want to get rid of players. You terminate the contract. You get rid of them. Let's read some of your comments out before we talk about these journalists being banned. Because there's a split. Over 50% of the dressing room don't want him. Really? I guarantee Harry Maguire ain't one of them. I guarantee Bruno and McTominay ain't either. So there's 3 players that straight away are on board. I'd imagine Rasmus Højlund's on board. There's 4 players. As a City supporter, I think United are going brilliantly. Hey, long may it continue. Long may it continue. It ain't my football club. Big up to Daniel Trustin Poch, the YouTube member. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate the love. Thank you very much. And yeah, good luck against United, mate. That's tomorrow, isn't it? Is it tomorrow? Yeah, it is tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the City game on here. I'm not going to do the United game. Everyone in their dog will be doing that game. So I'm going to do the Villa City game. Hopefully, safe in the knowledge that my team is 6 points ahead of City by then. But thank you for that, mate. Appreciate it. When he signed Mount, he said he's going to be the main man. I don't even think Mason Mount's injured, mate. Yeah, Mason Mount's got a very good PR team. Yeah, it's David Beckham's old PR manager from when he got sent off in the World Cup. And that woman, I can't remember her name, spun his whole career back around. That is Mason Mount's PR team. Yeah, it's no coincidence that Mason Mount got the number 7 shirt at Man United, is it? Just saying. Villa can win. Yeah, Villa can win. Villa can win, mate. Yeah, Rodri's out in suspended. Grealish suspended. I think I'm pretty certain that Doku's not going to be able to play. He went off with he was holding his hamstring. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, man. And Villa are good at home. Damn, I'm out of cigarettes. This is painful. Ah, dear. Here's what it is. Hey, Big M. Yeah, the person who claimed that, mate, sat on the football terrace and apologized for being a fake video, mate. Yeah, but there we go. Great story, though. Big up to everybody inside, man. It's the ultimate mid-off tomorrow. I actually think Chelsea will beat them. I can't lie. I actually think Chelsea will get a result. Because, again, you know that he's going to pick the wrong team. You know he's going to pick the wrong team. But anyway, let's get into this. These journalists being banned. Man United have banned journalists from Erik ten Hag's news press conference today. United claimed that they had not been given the right to reply to negative stories around the club. And what's it got to do with them? So basically, Man United is saying you can only post positive comments about us and not negative comments about us. That's what they're saying. Manchester United banned journalists from 4 media outlets from Tuesday's news conference with boss Erik ten Hag. United claimed they had not been given the right of reply to negative stories around the club. That right there tells you it's a dictatorship. That right there tells you right now that they are finessing millions of people. Oh, you can't put a bad story out, otherwise we'll ban you. Truth hurts, doesn't it? Truth stings. The truth stings. We are taking action. Yeah, listen to this. Journalists from Sky, ESPN, Manchester Evening News and The Mirror were excluded after reporting some of the players were unhappy with the Dutchman Ten Hag. Well, that's a true story. It is actually a true story, isn't it? Let's just be real with it. We are taking action against a number of news organisations, the club said in another statement. More statements than wins. How about win some football matches? Not for publishing stories we don't like, but for doing so without contacting us first to give us the opportunity to comment and challenge contextualize. So we're going to run a story, Man United, just letting you know, and you have a right to reply. Well, you're replying now, and your reply is banning them. But it's all good. It's all good when they put positive PR out. It's no coincidence Neil Ashton's their PR guy, is it? We believe this is an important principle to defend, and we hope that it can be lead to a reset in the way that we work together. Exactly. Let's work together to pretend and finesse millions of Man United fans around the world that everything's rosy at Man United. And as for Ferguson banning everybody, Ferguson had won about 15 trophies before he banned a single journalist. He banned the BBC first, Match of the Day. And I think at that point, maybe he'd won more than that, in fact. Maybe he'd won more than that. When did Fergie ban him? And Fergie was well within his rights to ban him because Fergie had credit in the bank. He'd won title after title after title after title. I think he'd actually won double by then. I may be wrong, or a treble, sorry. But he can ban whoever he wants. It's Alex Ferguson, the greatest manager I've ever seen. And he had a credit in the bank. What's Ten Hag got? Yeah, it's not the same, bro. It's not the same. Like I said, Fergie had credit in the bank. Journalists do not need permission. They can, as soon as they can verify their source, they can drop a story. Facts. Facts. Absolute facts. Yeah, and this is the thing. These football clubs, especially the biggest ones, Arsenal, Man United, Tottenham, Chelsea, Barca to a certain degree nowadays. Yeah, them football clubs just absolutely finesse people with PR. Yeah, it's no coincidence 4 billion quid is spent in the UK every year on PR. And I guarantee the football clubs I've just mentioned, excluding Barcelona, obviously, guarantee a large percentage of that 4 billion is spent on Arsenal, Man United, Tottenham, and Chelsea. Because the stories that come out, they're all positive. Everything's positive. It's great. Oh, we're great. We're brilliant. It's amazing. Ain't the case, though, is it? Ain't the case. And then soon as stories come out about, oh, Aubameyang's toxic in the dressing room. Oh, that story's allowed to be leaked, is it? Okay, that one's allowed to be leaked, yeah? Get past that. I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. Hope you're well, man. To be fair, they're only 6 points off the top. They're 9 off the top. They're 9 off the top, bro. There must be truth in it as well. Otherwise, you wouldn't ban him. Facts. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, these football clubs are master manipulators, mate. Yeah, because it's all about this. It's all about the money, baby. It's all about the money. They're not interested in anything other than the money. That's it. And all they want to do, yeah, is control the narrative. And if you can control the journalists, you can control the narrative. If you can control the mainstream media, you control the narrative. And once you control the narrative, everyone's sweet. And it's no coincidence that anyone who goes against the narrative that is being controlled is deemed toxic and negative. What a load of rubbish. Yeah, the fact and reality is Man United is a shambles. There are players down in tools. Yeah, the manager's useless. There's player revolts going left, right, and centre. People are leaking stuff left, right, and centre. And it's not a happy dressing room. Yeah, but Man United don't want that leaked because it goes against their image as a football club. Tough. Yeah, and there's millions of people that would rather Man United didn't lie. Rather Man United did lie. Yeah, because they feel more happy by the happier quotes that come out and the happier stories that come out, because they want to believe that their football club is rosy and it's happy and we're in phase 2 and we're going to turn it around and Ten Hag's the man. The players are a disgrace. It's the Glazers. When the reality is that manager's gone in there and absolutely pissed everyone off. Yeah, I've said this before on a show with Rans. Yeah, if you go through Ajax's wage bill. In fact, let me get Ajax's wage bill up now. Smash the likes up as well, guys. Appreciate it. There we go. Let's go to Ajax salaries and contracts, yeah? Right. The top earning player at Ajax currently, as of today, is Steven Bergwijn. He is earning a reported €88,462 a week. 88k a week in euros. Second highest is Steven Berghuis, 76.9 thousand euros. Third highest earner is Brian Brobby on 57.6 thousand euros a week. And then after that, they're all in the 40s. There's three players in the 40s. Then you're going down to 2 in the 30s, then the 20s, and then you're down to 15s, 12s, 11s, 10s, and 9s, right? So their weekly wage bill is 686 grand a week. 668,000 pounds a week. Now, if you go to Man United, oops, if I can spell. And if we go to the same website, there we go. Casemiro, 350 grand a week. Straight away, Casemiro is earning half of Ajax's weekly wage bill. Just like that. Now, if you add in Rafa Varane, who's reportedly on 340, just them two alone earn more than the whole Ajax squad. Just them two alone. Don't need to go through the rest. Just them two alone earn more than the whole Ajax squad. So it's very easy to control players and talk to players in the way of I'm the boss, you'll do as I say. Yeah, my way or the highway. Very easy to do that when players are on 12 grand a week, 15 grand a week, 40 grand. And there's only a couple on that. Yeah. 80 grand. There's only 2 players on 80 grand. And this is in euros. Yeah. Euros. So very easy to control players and talk to players in a certain way when they're on less money. Now go to Man United and 2 of the highest earners are getting more money than the whole Ajax squad. You can't talk to them the same. You can't talk to Man United players the same as you're talking to Ajax players. You're going to ruffle feathers. The egos are bigger. Yeah, yes, you have to go in and be the authoritarian. You have to be the guy that's going to, I'm the boss, but you have to do it in a different way. You have to have people skills and man management skills. And it's quite clear Ten Hag ain't got any. Quite clear he ain't got any. Casemiro and Varane earn more than the whole Ajax squad every week. They're getting paid 4 grand a week more than the whole Ajax squad. Can't talk to these players like you do at Ajax. So it's no wonder he's upset a load of players. Yeah, no wonder that he's come in and players are down in tools. But they've had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer just letting them do whatever they want. Yeah, now this guy's coming in saying, no, this way. I'm buying this player and then I'm going to play him. Now you're out and you're in. It's a mess. Yeah, Jadon Sancho gets treated different to Rashford. Yeah, he outs Jadon Sancho, Ronaldo, Casemiro, and Varane publicly. Yeah, tactics. Yeah, and stuff like this. But then when it's Rashford dropping a stinker at the weekend, his interview after the game, the manager sits there and goes, I'll talk to him privately, not in the media. Well, you did with Ronaldo, mate. You did with Casemiro. I needed more football. You did with Varane. You did with Jadon. So what's different about Rashford? It's no wonder people at that football club are losing their marbles and saying, no, I've had enough of it. Yeah, the guy's a joker. Absolute joke. Smash the likes up anyway, people. I'm going live with rants in a minute on the other channel. So it's going to redirect us over there. I think he's currently live. He's going to be ending that stream very shortly. Where is he? I think he's live. Let's have a look. I don't think he is live. I don't think he's done a live yet. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, he will be there in a second. Anyway, let's read through some of these, and then we'll switch over. Is that what Roy Keane said? We forgive Martial because he scores goals every 14. Yeah, I love Roy Keane, man. He is the only one who says it as it is as well. And do you know why? Because he ain't looking for a job at Man United. It's jobs for the boys, mate. Yeah, how can Darren Fletcher have a job at the club? How can he have his kids in the academy and his missus working on MUTV? What's his actual job? What does he do? We live in a world where propaganda rules. Yeah, bro, if you can control the mainstream media, you control the narrative. Yeah, and why is it? Every time there's a press conference for one of these big clubs, Arsenal are the same. It's always the same journalists that are in the press conference. Yes, Mikel. No, Mikel, you taste lovely, Mikel. Oh, I'm going to write a book about Arteta's revolution. Are you happy with that, Mikel? Yeah, of course they're happy because it's bigging up Mikel Arteta. That guy's a wrong un. Yeah, but then you go against what he's saying. Oh, you're toxic. You're negative. Yeah, get in the bin. In la basura. Steve Bruce did the same thing at Newcastle, banning journalists. Man United right now gives me Mike Ashley vibes. Employ yes men and accept mediocrity. Bro, facts. And they're still creaming in all the money, mate. Yeah, that football club, the fans should be rioting, yeah, to a certain degree. They should be having none of it. Absolutely none of it. But unfortunately, most people on social media that are fans of a football club, they just want everybody to be happy. Oh, it's happy. Oh, let's all be happy. Well, as long as you're happy, why do you care if somebody else ain't? If somebody else wants to call their football club out, that's not toxic and negative. What is toxic and negative is sitting gnawing off everything the football club does. Yeah, and then having a go at people that call out the BS with factual information. Yeah, factually correct information is better than Disney-esque fantasies. Pathetic. But unfortunately, we live in a society now where everyone has to be happy. Yeah, sparkles and unicorns. Get in the bin. Get in the bin. Man United are a disgrace. Yeah, they ain't won a title for how long? They ain't won in Europe for how long? They've won one trophy in 6 years. And everyone's blaming the players. Good one. Good one. Anthony 200k is a disgrace. Facts. But anyway, listen, we are going to redirect over to the other channel. Big up to everybody who's joined live, man. Appreciate it. Big up to everybody watching on playback. And I will be back on here tomorrow. I'll have another live stream in the day. And then I'm going to do the Aston Villa Man City game. Obviously, I'm going straight over to the other channel now. It's going to redirect for the show with rants. And I'm sure he's got a lot to say as well. And then straight after that, I'm on with Terry Flewers. So that should be interesting. And then later tonight, I am back on that channel as well for the watch along for Luton Arsenal. Looking forward to that. And hopefully, we're going to get the 3 points wrapped up real quick in that game and have the cigars on the go. But yeah, big up to everybody inside, man. Smash the likes up. Appreciate everybody who has done that. Make sure you are subbing as well. And yeah, people, we're out. Adios, amigos. Ciao.